Hey everybody, it's John Hope Bryant, founder, chairman, and CEO of Operation Hope. Excited today to talk about our partnership with the American Bankers Association. This is really important, a national agreement, first ever signed with the ABA and Operation Hope, first of its kind. And it's important because the civil rights movement was waged and won in the streets by Dr. King, by other heroes and sheroes, by my mentor, Ambassador Andrew Young, as the strategist to Dr. King, who's now the global spokesman for Operation Hope and my personal hero. But the civil rights movement will be waged and won in the streets. And that's why this partnership is so important, because this puts us into the suites of the banking industry, the preeminent financial services industry in the world, right here in America. At a time where banking is changing, where America is changing. Increasingly, things like your cell phone is where the generation to come is finding they're doing a lot of their financial services. But that does not solve the problem for low-wealth neighborhoods and low-wealth communities and people who are struggling with too much a month at the end of their money. When you've got challenges in your life, when you've got a challenged credit score, when you find out your parents use your Social Security number to rent an apartment building when you were a kid, now your credit's screwed up. You can't bank by phone. You can't do anything automated because you can't make any decisions because your life is on lockdown. So you need to talk to somebody. And that's why we think you need a private banker for the working class in this country. A group of people who make $50,000 or less have too much a month at the end of their money. That's half of America and a third of all working families who really don't have a resource, don't have any place to go, and no one to talk to. So we're going to give them a free resource through this partnership with the likes of the American Bankers Association and others as we ramp up. But this is a really important alliance because they represent most financial institutions in this country that are banking. And something like 3,000 counties in this country, but 20% of them don't have a major bank that serves them. And that means there's no Bank of America or Wells Fargo serving, or JP Morgan Chase serving that neighborhood. But the community bank that's in that neighborhood is the hero, shero institution. That is, the guy who runs the bank, a woman, may also be the mayor. I mean, it's a really tight community there. And that banker is everything. But that's probably a community bank. Well, they're a member of the ABA. And through this alliance, we'll be able to get to them and give them additional resources to become a support base in these communities, to get out of the no business and get into the yes business. What do I mean by that? Banking is, by its very structure, a no business. If you don't, what's that joke? A bank will give you a loan when you can prove you don't need it. It's not meant to be punitive, but banks, insured by FDIC insurance, have to take prudent risk. And so if you're perceived to be a risk, a high risk, you're not going to get a loan. So the bank, you walk in the door and they tell you no. And so after a while, if you've got low self-esteem or challenged profile, you stop walking in the door. You just say those people don't mean me any good. The reality is that by law, they got to give you an answer if you apply for a loan. We're going to give them an option to just giving you a no answer, which is walk across the hall. We suggest you walk across the hall, talk to Hope Inside counselors, and let them work with you to move your credit score up. We move credit scores 120 points in 18 months, organically, naturally, and for free to the clients. There's nothing that changes your life more than God or love than moving your credit score 120 points. And it's also creating sustainable customers for institutions. It's creating taxpayers for communities and neighborhoods and governments. It's creating stakeholders, because once your credit score increases, you start making, your chest comes out, your head comes up, you start making different types of decisions in your life. You start creating 700 credit score neighborhoods, and check cashing neighborhoods start turning into banking and credit union neighborhoods, and liquor store neighborhoods start turning into convenience store and grocery store neighborhoods. So emerging markets emerging markets from so-called poor neighborhoods. And so creating a national private banker for the working poor, a national network for the working man and woman in this country, is our mission. And that's an anchor of this alliance with the ABA. And it builds on our alliance with the Financial Services Roundtable. And it's nice that the FSR people, my friends there, encourage our partnership with the ABA. So you see the industry beginning to try to work together in this regard. And then we're going to put, secondarily, a national network in place of economic energy academies, Hope Business and Box academies, on the ground, riding on the back of public schools. So there's 100,000 public schoolhouses in America and 100,000 bank branches in America, both quasi-public institutions that are underutilized. Our kids live, when they're not at home, in our schools, but they're disconnected from aspiration. We've disconnected education from aspiration. I think that's one of the problems. The kids are dropping out of school, and they're dropping out of school in middle school, emotionally, and dropping out physically in high school. We want to make school a great place to come and where the kids want to be, and we think we can double their student engagement and quadruple business role models and business internships, because all a kid wants is a good job or a shot at economic opportunity. That's all they want. And we're going to help them get there, particularly in low-wealth neighborhoods. And again, at the top end of the shop with adults, a range of empowerment services that we will put through Hope Inside and Hope Inside Plus locations. We're going to give families, working families, a shot at the American dream, a shot at aspiration and hope, and make them believe that this country can work for them too. Stay tuned. The best is yet to come. Let's go. Buckle up.